welcome back to the Kane and Abel podcast. Apparently today Big T Dog couldn't make it. Got a lot of things going on in the house, he can't make it. So today is just me and you guys. So basically just me. But anyways, I'm still gonna talk about the same things me and him would talk about because I was writing down some topics uh that I think were pretty interesting. I'm just gonna just run it down. But first, you know how we do it. We're gonna talk about what's new out on Funko. So, right now, you guys want to pay attention to Hot Topic, their Periscope, because they'll be showing off the Batman Merciless, and hopefully they show off the Red Sun Batman, and I forgot what the other Batman was, but hopefully they'll show off those three. But for sure, the Batman Merciless would be shown off tomorrow. So that's 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, and 6 o'clock Pacific. I'm Central, so that's 7 o'clock my time. So I'm definitely gonna watch that. Anyways, Funko just announced the Rise of Skywalker, the Knight of Ren, with the War Club. Real cool Funko Pop. I've seen a couple pictures of it. Looks pretty cool. Uh, Also, Fantastic Four Invisible Girl is now up for pre-order, so you could use the translucent. So you could pre-order that, get your hands on that, and trust me, you're gonna want to because it's gonna be a cool pop, especially if you like the Fantastic Four, if you just want to collect the Fantastic Four in general. Also, the metallic Pop and Tea bundle Tokiyami's up for pre-order too, so it's available online as well. Uh, definitely you want to pre-order that. The Sandman Scarlet Spider Kane, the Kane Parker version, and Kraken the Hunter, not Kraken, Kragen the Hunter, excuse me, is they're live on their website, but not available in stores yet. Funny, I'm gonna upload a video. You probably when you guys see this will be the last video I just uploaded. I'm actually recording on a Tuesday, so I could talk about it, so I could get this video out. So all this news is from Tuesday, so it won't be the news on Wednesday. So anyways, that's that. That will be live. Funny thing in the video too is that I talked to the guy, and some Walgreens don't have some of those pops in yet. I believe they're not in stores as of yet, but the guy did tell me to check on Friday. So if you guys want that pop, check it out on Friday. But anyways, they also announced Tiger Woods with red shirt. Real cool pop if you guys love golf. I'm not a golf guy, but I know who Tiger Woods is, so definitely want to check that out. Crying Deku, emotional Deku, basically, might be coming soon. They have It's not official yet, so they haven't announced it, but he might be coming soon. Also, four new I believe for sports Funko Pops, basketball, NBA is Luka Doncic, Porzingis, Blake Griffin, and Victor Oladipo are all having Funko Pops coming in. The Backstreet Boys is official, and the Hunchback of Notre Dame. So as of Tuesday, that's all the news I got for you guys today. So if you guys like any of those pops, look out for them because that's what's coming. So now we're gonna get into the live topics. So since it's just me, I'm just gonna talk about it. Um, and that's what's gonna happen. Like I said before, if Big T Dog can't make it, I'm just gonna do the podcast by myself, because there are people who do podcasts by themselves, and to me, it's not an issue. So I could just do it by myself. It doesn't matter. Anyways, so the Nats. If you guys are paying attention to the basketball, the Nationals are beating the Cardinals 3-0. It's crazy. I would not expect the Nats to go up 3-0 on the Cardinals. I really thought the Cardinals had a chance because they had their best pitcher, but the Nats just took over and just dominated, and they're gonna win the National League pennant after that. So shout out to the Nats, man. You guys deserved it. Nobody had them winning. Probably if you were a Nats fan, you probably had the Nats winning something, but nobody really had them winning. Everybody thought the Dodgers were gonna knock them out, and they proved everybody wrong. So shout out to the Nats for that one. But anyways, that's all I gotta say about that. They're just up 3-0. Pretty good game actually, but yeah. So with the second topic, I want to talk about the Packers versus the Lions. Since it was Monday night, they both were playing each other on Monday Night Football. The Packers end up winning that game. They end up going 5, and I believe they're 5-1 right now. Shocked everybody because nobody had really the Packers doing anything, but the Packers were getting a lot of gifts. They were getting a lot of gifts from the referees. A lot of calls that shouldn't have been calls. Uh, it even got so bad that the NFL had to put an apology and admit that some of the calls were wrong. Some delusional Packers fans were saying, "Oh, you guys are always saying that, and you guys are haters." But it's not even about that. It's about the NFL admitting that the Packers that they got the wrong. They got it wrong. How could you be mad and call people haters even though they're saying the facts? They're telling you the facts. Like, look, those calls should have been made. Those calls, especially the last play with the shoulder pad. That play should have never been happened. The Lions stopped them. They should have never. That play should have never happened. That call should have never happened. But apparently, Packers fans can't admit when they're wrong, and if you're a Packers fan, I hate to say it, but you guys are wrong on this one, man. So I don't want to bully you guys too much, but man, that's so you gotta admit when you're wrong, and the NFL even admitted that there was too many errors, and the NFL gotta do something about these refs. These refs are getting too anxious, and they're calling these plays, and they're quick to throw the flag, but you gotta let these guys play, man. Just let them play. Like, call it on the most like outrageous like fouls. Like, if you see something, like if a guy head to head contact, bam, call it. That's okay then. Don't call it if a guy, and I even admit sometimes like that one game with the Bears, there was a play where the Bears, I forgot who was it. He tackled the quarterback, and no, it was the quarterback or wide receiver. I don't remember what the play was, but he gently, I mean, uh he hit him real hard, and they didn't call it. But then they'll call another play on us with their player, where their player let go. Like, he just put him, like, when he tackled Trubisky, he didn't tackle him with full force. He let go. I mean, yeah, it was a hard tackle, but he let go, and he's like, "Hey, I didn't tackle him as hard," and they still throw the roughing the passer call. So listen, man, it can go both ways. So I just got to talk to the refs, have a meeting, and be like, "Hey, you know, I know it's a tough job, but you guys can't be quick to pull the trigger on some of those personal fouls, man." So, but yeah, but that's all I gotta say about that. The Packers are playing real good, and I hate to admit it because I'm a Bears fan, but it doesn't look too good for our season right now, especially since we're not getting Hicks or Trubisky back. So kind of sucks, but what can you do? What can you do, man? But anyways, that's all the topic about that. So now on to the third topic. So there was one I wanted to talk about. I totally forgot to bring it up in the last podcast and get Big T Dog's point of view on it, but it's about Fortnite. So Fortnite, everybody thought the game was dead. They had this big, I believe it was like this big explosion, and then like a moon or whatever. Not a moon, but it was a blackout, a black hole. And everybody thought Fortnite's dead. That's it. And they decided, I believe today or yesterday, to introduce the new Chapter 2, Season 1. And listen. I was one of those guys that played Fortnite just to try it out. I played Fortnite. I went through all that nonsense, but Fortnite just not intriguing anymore. But when the kids eventually took over, and I know, you know, uh, see that's the problem with Fortnite and Apex is once the kids take over the game, that's it, man. The game is dead. I hate to admit it, and I feel sorry for kids, but kids, if you guys know, and this is coming from a guy who played a lot of Call of Duty, the kids are not obnoxious when they play the game, and even some people would admit it. Like I stopped playing the game because of kids. So, but anyways, I had my ups and downs with Fortnite. It was good. I had blast when I was playing it, but the building and all that, it's just not, to me it wasn't intriguing. PC players had the advantage anyway, so to me it was just it fell down. So I just had enough of it. So I gave up playing Fortnite. If you still play Fortnite, hey, that's your thing. Then hey, that's your thing. But me, nah, I pass. I wait for the next Call of Duty to come out or something. But I even have my ups and downs with Call of Duties or any shooting game nowadays because Breakpoint came out and that game was microtransaction filled, which I was looking out for that game, and the fact that they came out with microtransactions that kind of ticked me off, so I gave up on that. But yep. But anyways, so if you guys don't know, like I said, when I upload this video, it would be Wednesday, so you guys would have already, if you guys have it already, check out Chuck and Tito 30 for 30. If you guys are UFC fans, you definitely gotta watch that because that's one of the big. I actually I would prefer them to do the feud on Tito versus Shamrock, but now they're up. They're doing the Chuck and Tito because these guys hate each other right now, and I understand a lot of people aren't too big fans of Tito Ortiz like that. But hey, man, you know, I take them how it is. So, anyways, look out for that because they're gonna dive deep on the history on both of them, and just their feud. I mean, they had some real good fights. Chuck Liddell, in their prime. I'm not talking about the last fight that just happened where you got old Chuck versus old Tito. To me, that fight basically never happened. I don't look at that fight. I look at the fight when they were in their prime, and Chuck Liddell got the better of Tito, and Tito waits all these years to finally get that fight with Chuck. He should have never pushed for that fight. I don't care how old Tito is. Tito, to me, he lost that rivalry, so I don't care. I don't care how it is right now. So sorry, Tito. That's just how it is. If you're listening, which I know you're not, it's just how it is, man. You lost that rivalry. Give it up. But anyways, a memory I do have that fight is probably the most classic memory, and they do have that they show all the time is the when Tito had his hands up and just Chuck is just unleashing on him. That's one of the big memories I have of that fight, and or just that rivalry. That's the only like big thing I could think of. But like I said, I can't wait to watch this myself so I could just instantly just things snap in my head and be like, oh yeah, I remember that. I can't wait for that. Every time I see episodes or any documentaries on UFC fighters, man, it just triggers something, a memory in my head, and just lets me reminisce of the of not really the old days because I'm still young, but just like a decade ago. So, yep. But anyways, I wanted to talk about since I would talk about it on Saturday, but this UFC fight night is on Friday, which is shocking. But anyways, it's a UFC fight night, and the main event is Chris Weidman versus Dominic Reyes. But I wanted to give my predictions and have a little fun because when I was uploading UFC videos, I would get my prediction sometimes. So yeah, so I didn't put all the only I missed two fights because I don't know who those people are, so I didn't want to give the unfair judgment on them. So I'm gonna go with the front, and I went from bottom to up to the main event. So with one of the fights is Joe Lozon versus Jonathan Pierce. I know who Joe Lozon is. Also, Joe Lozon is 27-15. Jonathan Pierce is 7-3. I know Lozon is because when I was watching UFC uh, uh, Ultimate Fighter, when I was watching Ultimate Fighter, I know Joe Lozon. I believe from season 1 or 2. I don't remember what or probably 3. I don't remember exactly what season he was on, but I do remember Joe Lozon, and he was one of my favorites. Nice, quiet guy, quiet kid, and just went about his business. Don't remember if he won. I think he did lose on the fight night, but don't remember if he got the contract or not. But he was one of those guys. But shout out to Joe Lozon. I can't believe he's still fighting. It's one of my dudes. He had some wars with Nate Diaz too, and I believe he got choked out by Nate Diaz. I'm not sure. I forgot. But yeah. Anyways, the next fight is Sally, who is 7-2 versus Greg Domestic Violence Harden, and this time, I know the other two times I went with Greg and Greg won those fights. This time I'm gonna bet against him for no reason. I'm gonna go with Ben Sassali. Um, I try to Google him and see like who he fought, or weren't too much information on him, and he fought guys I think like he under probably overseas or something. I don't know who he fought, but he's 7-2, so I'm just gonna give him the chance. Also on that fight is the co-main event, which is a good one. It could probably be main event. Yair Rodriguez, who is 11-2, versus Jeremy Stevens. I believe they were supposed to be on the last card, but that something happened, or the card before that. But I do remember them making this fight, and I'm gonna go with Jeremy Stevens. I might regret that because I like Yair Rodriguez, man. He knocked out one of my favorite fighters, the Korean Zombie, with that nasty like get off me elbow, and I still remember that. So definitely like Yair Rodriguez, but I'm gonna go with Jeremy Stevens on this one. Just take a wild guess on that one. So I like both fighters, man. I like Jeremy Stevens. Jeremy Stevens got power. I believe if he does catches, I mean, Stevens. The only thing about Stevens is he is beatable. So I'm going with Stevens on that one. But anyways, here's the main event: is Dominic Reyes versus Chris Weidman. Uh, and Dominic Reyes is 11-0. He's undefeated, and Chris Weidman is 14-4. But I'm gonna go with Chris Weidman just because I like him. Once again, a veteran in the UFC. Yeah, actually, the first guy to not the first guy to beat Anderson Silva. The first guy to beat him in UFC is Chris Weidman. So, and we all know that fight. If and to me personally, if I think Anderson Silva wasn't taunting him, I think that fight could have went differently. Who knows how long Anderson Silva would have stood unbeaten in UFC if it wasn't for that fight. So, but yeah. So I think Chris Weidman lucked out on both of those fights, actually. Just lucked out, especially when Anderson Silva broke his leg. So, but yeah, so I'm going to go with Chris Weidman just because I got history with him, and Dominic Reyes is, he's the future, but it's kind of iffy with me right now. So I'm just going to go with Chris Weidman. But anyways, that's the predictions, and then probably on Saturday, when me and Big T Dog have the podcast, we'll go over the results. So I definitely gotta mark that down. But anyways, so now with the last topic, and this is gonna be a shorter podcast because, like I said, I'm doing it by myself. So it's fine. But anyways, I got a little open topics for myself. So anyways, uh oh, the 19-inch sold out Batman. Yes, he is sold out. So if you guys don't know, if you guys had T-Mobile, T-Mobile gave out these discount. I don't know if they're cards, but they're sending them in emails, and they were 50% off. So if you go to Hot Topic, you can't get a 19-inch Batman because they are sold out. So I know a lot of people jumped on that as soon as they uploaded it. So yeah. But anyways, another topic I want to talk about was the Venom and Spider crossover. So one of the directors, I believe he's not the director of Venom anymore. I believe they got a new director, but he did said that he basically wanted Venom and Spider Man to do a crossover and probably either face each other or work with each other. I don't know how that was gonna plan out, but man, that would be cool because I do like Tom Hardy's Venom and Spider Man facing off Tom Holland's Spider Man versus Tom Hardy's Venom. That would be amazing. Uh, I want to see what Sony's gonna do with that. So that's gonna be real cool. So, anyways, and last but not least, Witcher 3 on Switch. If you guys never played Witcher 3, Witcher 3 is one of my personal favorite games of all time. And you guys should definitely check that out. If not just on Switch, you could buy it on PS4, Xbox, and I do believe PC. Uh, you guys should definitely play that game because that game right there it's a real good game. The DLCs are real good. It's not that hard of a game to get into, and it's an amazing story. The lore is it's amazing. I absolutely love the lore, and that was a burp. But yeah, but I absolutely love the lore. I'm actually in process of reading the books right now, so I'm on book 2. So I need to pick up the Blood of Elves and continue reading the books. But man, so definitely check that out. If you guys have a Switch and you guys like The Witcher, pick that up. I'm not gonna do it because I already went through the world. So I do love playing it on my PS4. But if you're one of those people who like to travel and don't have time uh, to sit down and actually play a game, and if you're traveling, you're on the road all the time, you got to switch. Buy The Witcher. So, but yeah. So and trust me, this podcast is not sponsored by CD Project Red, but if you want to sponsor me, CD Project Red, hey, I won't say no. So, no, I'm just joking, man. You guys have a wonderful day, man. I'm gonna end the podcast right here. So you guys have a wonderful day, and see you guys later. Also, be prepared for that giveaway video I'm gonna do. So probably by Thursday, I'm gonna give it people a couple more days or and let them respond. So I'm gonna give them a couple more days, and then we're gonna do this giveaway. So be on the lookout for that. So, anyways, you guys have a wonderful day, and see you guys later.